when you swagging him, you're not swagging him thinking about the person you're with. You're normally swagging it looking at a model, looking at a big booty chick on IG, you looking at a porn. You're not thinking about swagging with the one that you with. You're swagging off to the one that you ain't got. That's always
Ooh,
that for the
it
most
is.
part.
Yeah, yeah. What you want versus what you need, or what
There
was
you
given.
go.
I don't even want to say what
Yep.
you have, what's been given. And that's
It's
what I
deep,
mean. It
bro.
keep you trapped in that. And
Yeah.
so you'll be looking for this idea or ideal in
Yep.
this other person or the person that God has given you. And then they never live up to that. And then it causes conflict within the marriage. Of
Hey,
course, the whole
hey,
idea is to
holy
separate the house. Go ahead.
Holy Grind's beanie is beaming right now. I can just see the light busting out that mug.
I know it is.
Let's go.
It's time for the percolator. I'm trying to tell you. I
Let's
let
go.
him sit over there in Hebrew. And now, brother, I need Grind to go ahead and get holy with it. Go ahead, sir.
Oh man. So I'm gonna say this first off. I do. Um. Okay. You just said something about when they said, they said if you keep doing it so much, you go blind.
Mm,
And I know a lot of men be like, I ain't blind yet. You know what I mean? Because as young men, that's something I think most of us probably venture off into when we younger. I think most of everybody done ventured off to it when they was younger. However, I will say this: you do go blind. You go spiritually blind. You definitely go
Mm,
spiritually blind, and
mhm.
that's why a lot of people who fall in love, that okay, you go spiritually blind. Now let's deal with the aspect of what he said. It's a master bait. That's exactly what it is. It's a master bait to bring in a lascivious spirit into your body. To
ooh.
whereas it's not about what you attracted to; it's more so about the feeling. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And when it becomes more about the feeling, that's why you got so many people that can go into the penitentiary and then they find themselves indulging in homosexuality
Yep.
because they don't care about the individual. They just really care about the feeling. You
Teach.
see what I'm
golly.
saying?
Yeah.
Teach.
It's just the feeling. Now, what I remember, and I remember vaguely, ain't no shame in my game, and I stopped back in, I think it was 2000. I
Yeah.
was incarcerated.
Mm,
And I said, I ain't doing this no more. I want to get myself together, working out. I'm like, man, I'm through with this. You got people in there, they making fee-fees and all type of stuff.
my Lord.
You know what I mean? You learn a whole bunch of stuff in there. But one thing I never did was dabble on the other side. I'm a man. You know what I mean? I always will be. And I've never had a problem getting a woman. And that's what I always desired
Yeah.
was a woman. That's why I'm happily married. And but then after I got older and as I matured even more past that stage and started thinking about it and really found who I was in Christ later on in life, what I really thought about was, well, what is it? It's sex. And you think about it, it's having sex with yourself. And if I'm a man
Mm,
pleasing myself,
Come on,
to
King.
me, that's homosexuality.
Come on, King.
ooh. Okay.
It's gateway.
And when
It's
I
your gateway. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Exactly, and that's why it baits you in to perform other things outside of what you are normally accustomed to or
Mm,
what you are naturally born to do. So when I did that, I literally lost all. I've lost. I can remember as people say, it's because of your age. No, it's not because of my age.
mm,
Because I have to wash myself up. You know what I mean? Washing myself, I don't get aroused when I do that. And I've been stopped because it's not something that I get aroused by. Also, now people might say, well, that's because you say you got a wife, and I'm not denied of the pleasure of making love to my wife. We're not in that. We're not in the stage of denying ourselves. We give ourselves to one another. So I don't have to. But yet still, it does not arouse me to touch myself. That don't get me aroused thinking about that.
mm.
And I think it's a mental thing more so than anything because sex is mental as well. And
Yes.
it definitely is a mental thing while I've locked in and I stepped away from it, especially when I start looking at it like you're having sex with yourself. Do not do
Dang,
that.
bro.
Whoa, whoa.
Do
I
not
Hey,
do it.
hey, can
think
I?
you
Hey,
hit
you know
dead
what
on.
I?
Go ahead,
You
King.
know
You
what
can
I
go
told?
for
You
it.
know what I told? You know what I told Queen? I think I was telling her it was a conversation we had on the phone about something. I think this was a minute ago. I think
Yeah.
I told you this because I done told a few people about it. When you watching your porns and you swagging yourself. I don't know what that word means. I just made it up. And you swagging off watching your porn. You're not just looking at the chick.
Yep.
It's a whole set of testicles, and it's a man's anus and butt cheeks there.
Yep.
So you got to keep that in mind, like you just said, Holy Grind. It's a
Yep.
whole dude
Yep.
there.
Yes. Yep. If
So
nothing else, that should turn you off.
Yep.